Kenya, we don't have an open data initiative, a government-led. I'm talking about a government-led initiative. Our government is, I think, still think about it, I should say, because we've engaged them, but it's not an area which is of interest to them now. What we have now, which is a civil society-led initiative, is what we call the Open Development Partnership, to be part of it, largely because open data works with public data, mainly. Government has to be producing and sharing that data, and also accountability. Most of the data is generated by government. So this is an initiative. It's about asking our government to put data out there for citizens to use and reuse and reuse. And others, it could not be only citizens here based in Uganda, but let the data be out there for others also to use and tell a story of what is happening. So, and the other thing that is about, it talks about open data, is it has to be accessible. By open, the word open, and it relates so well with the word transparent. It's open, let everyone access it. It should be free. It should be provided, and you are not supposed to be paying a subscription fee for it. It should be out there, and it's accessible by other people. But it's also the issue of usable and reusable. I emphasize that. People should be able to get to a data set, maybe on agricultural production in Uganda, like we will show on the data sets that we have. And people should be able to generate analysis from those data sets. Not necessarily the analysis given by Minister of Agriculture. Let any of you here who is interested get to that data set, if you have the expertise, analyze and provide a story out of what data we are being given. And also, don't just analyze and keep it for the sake of it. Use it, engage anybody. It could be a government official, it could be someone at a national level. But the purpose is to get that data, analyze it, use it for promoting the transparency and accountability. We also think that these other anti-corruption efforts can benefit a lot from availability of government data somewhere. Because I think what we have all experienced is that you don't have much information to state categorically that some funds were mismanaged.
Within civil society, are we sharing this data? Are we open enough? So that by the time we push these guys, then everybody says, wait, we know what they do and they can account for it. So what are we sharing at that level? Then we can legitimize why, if you guys come on board as partners, it makes a lot of sense. Technology is not an issue. I know you have it as a challenge, but we have, technology is no longer an issue. There is an opportunity, thank you very much. But we also need to think beyond what has worked in Kenya or what has worked in India will not work here. So we need to be a little bit more interactive and engage the community. I always give this example. Who knows how the radio got onto this phone? Nokia got a radio on the phone by engaging a community in India. And they asked this community, they said, if there was one piece of gadget that you'd love to have in your life, what gadget would it be? And it was a radio. So Nokia said, if I'm going to sell this phone, it had better have a radio. So today, this radio, I can actually call my other friend the other side. Oh, bonus. So from an innovation perspective, we need to engage. When we engage, we find out what the community is looking for. Then use is no longer an issue. Because how many of us go to buy phones and ask, does it have a radio? It has become a mere, it's now a basic what? It's a basic requirement. It's an expectation. So as we think about open governance, as we think about What kind of information are people asking for? What are they looking for? And how can we zero it down to their community so that they can be able to report back? What is my grandfather looking for? Health. So don't bog me with what is happening in Nakapilipili, because Kisori there are issues there, serious issues. Landslides. The onions now have all been taken because it was too hot. Now you're telling me that an earthquake has hit for what? That's what. In technology, we will and we have the capability of getting you what you want. But many times we assume. Technologists, a lot of IT guys assume. That's why most of the applications in Uganda are not usable. Because when I come to present them to Beatrice, Beatrice thinks, like this, I don't think my community would actually use it. So what does your community want? I think a little bit more. What is that more? I think a little bit more. What? Then we find the platform we are using is not compatible. There are lots of issues. So my challenge to us, and picking from what, for transparency to happen and accountability, it's two-way. And I think that's what we need to work on. We need to engage. We also need to have what we call strategic partners. Because having a website that has all this data, and that data is not accessible by the Ugandan community, it has no value.